I'm done. I quit. Doing that way back in 2017 was one of the scariest thing that anybody could consider I would have done. This particular episode, it's a story of what happened exactly and how I did not let other people's voices deter me from what I knew was to be right and what led to it and why it was not a brave thing to do. Some context. After losing my promotion to director level in 2012, I became very negative. I became very frustrated and I saw that, you know what, I don't have any hopes here. And I thought, let me just find a job. I found ways to blame other people. And at that time, it was like 3 months of really a lot of pain that I went through and I became a migraine patient. If obviously you take a lot of stress, it would just kill you. So it was happening. And then my boss's boss asked my boss to fire me. Said, hey, need to fire this guy. He's just this negative influence, negative energy in a senior level guy, supposedly. And that's it. So my boss does not let me go because I had a really deep connect with this guy. And when he joined Cognizant from a non-IT background from Foxtel, I was really committed to his success. He was a UK Aussie guy. So he gets me a coach and I start realizing what is going wrong and I fix it. And you know what? 9 months later, I get promoted. But what happened was that in Hindi we call it virasat, which is the impact of the time, or it's like an inheritance of the time, was the migraine. Every week, at least once, migraine episode. Working long hours, winning the deals. I did get to the director level role in the next 1 year, less than a year, but something happened inside me where I started realizing that they will not look after my interest. The serious problem that I went through, they don't care. Of course, my manager cared, but none of them have a migraine. None of them is feeling this despondency. The connection with the work and the company man I used to be just broke, completely broke. And I went to this place where I realized that I have to look after myself. Now, here's the thing. We all hear that if you find the problem, 50% of it is solved. But that's not true. If I'm going to space, getting 50% there is not good enough because I'll just fall down. Unfortunately, I assumed it, and that costed me 5 years of living a life which was way below my potential, being bored to the death, at the same time feeling burnt out. It was very conflicting time. And I started asking a question that I've got to do something that I'm passionate about. And through series of incidences, I reached a point which was, water is here and I must do something. This is not about the how I got in the personal development world, but 2017, I got into it, went through a lot of changes, realizations, broke my chains and all of it. And eventually in September, I'm thinking, what do I do? I'm still getting bored in my work. So I still remember when my manager called me to office, I was thinking, this is it. He's going to give me a pink slip. You're out of this place. Kapil, you've not been performing and all that stuff. And so I go to workplace and I'm thinking that what am I going to do? And there was a little bit of nervous energy. So I go sit down and he takes me to a conference room, which is absolutely is going to happen. He's going to fire me. And I go to a conference room and sit down there. And then he starts taking out, like he takes a PPT and like, that seems like a new way to fire. And all this internal dialogue is going on. Then he starts showing me the organization for the next year. And I'm like, cool. He's showing me the organization for the next year and I don't have any place in that. And he says, so the whole thing is going to be consolidated in delivery and business development. And I'm like, that's it. No role for you. And then next thing surprises me. He says, obviously you will be, leading the business development. Lot more story here, but it shocked me completely. It shocked my basic system. Because here I was thinking I'm not performing. Here I was thinking that I'm not doing what I'm meant to do. And that's what he's saying. Anyway, I mumble thank you and all of that stuff to him. Come back home. And I didn't really feel like crying. Felt like horrible. Because I'm getting something that I completely do not believe I deserve. Next morning, I'm going to office and I tell my wife that I'm going to resign today. And she's like, okay. No other things, no conversations. Okay, I go, I resign. And 5 weeks later, I'm off. Everybody started writing the obituary. One of my team members said, he'll be back. People say this, that they will build a business. Every single person, you're making a mistake. You should think about it. But there were only two people. One is my friend here in Sydney, Sanjay, And one was my ex-boss who knew everything in my life. He was one of my best mates. His name is Madhu. Madhu says, congratulations. What's the plan? As an afterthought. Because he had that confidence inside me that I'll work it out. But every single person, obviously other than my wife, I was like, you're making a mistake. And you know what makes it great about this relationship with this person is that later, after that, when I was genuinely failing, when I made $17,600 in the whole year as a full-time coach, he didn't worry about, say, I could have warned you, man. He didn't say that. He lent me money when I went into a problem. He backed a losing person. Here is what is important. Today, I make millions of dollars. Today, I'm super successful. And the same person is, he's so happy with my success. He will visibly be talking to people about my success because he did not judge me when things were wrong. He didn't judge me when I'm super successful. Because the success that I have is not what it was about. Here is the thing that is happening. Every single person around you, every single person is running an experiment on you, on your self-image. Every single day. Look around you. Someone considers you very capable, very thoughtful, very amazing, and that's how they deal with you. And someone considers you taking risky things, getting lucky. Really? Are you there? And that's how they deal with you. And problem with that is, those people who back you, those people who are relying on you and saying, yeah, you're going good, their belief just leaks out into you and you feel good. And those people who are actually not appreciating you, their belief also leaks out and makes you feel you're bad and you're doing something wrong. And you get caught up with this double thing because you're relying on other people to actually define your own belief systems and your possibilities. And here's the thing. You slowly become a version of yourself that the room that you're dealing with start reflecting at you. Your proximity matters. You, I, all of us, we have to decide who gets to sit in our front row seat. Who gets to watch us perform in our life. The people in the front seat are the people who actually paid more to be there in the front seat. And choose those people. So ask yourself a question. Who are the people, when I walk away from them, I feel taller? And who are the people who shrink me down? So this week, do an honest audit. Who makes you feel bigger and better? Who sets the bar high for yourself even? Who doesn't criticize you? Who's with you, your friend, your partner, your buddy? And invest in them. And those who make you feel smaller, keep away from them. Choose your room carefully and murder that mediocrity.